Alright, time to get the third key to the Motherlode. It's located in the Sol Khadaa ruins, which are my favorite dungeon in the game, by the way. This dungeon is where the game starts to get really, really good. This dungeon coming up has a lot of cool stuff in it, even though it's full of lava. Cool. Lava. You get it? So using the two items that we got in the underwater optional dungeon, interesting how the sensor hasn't been fried by being underwater for so long, but we developed the Hunter Seeker. This is an interesting weapon. It's not on the level of the ground crawler, but it is another weapon I will admit to underestimating. Upgrading it is not that costly, like just 22,000 Zenny or so to give it 2 attack and energy upgrades. Special's pretty expensive considering the second upgrade is 90,000. I wonder what special even does for this thing. It's probably the firing speed. Anyways, what the Hunter Seeker does is that it sends out a little robot thing that fires at whatever you are locked onto. The little robot will stay completely still, so if an enemy is trying to face towards you, you can use the Hunter Seeker to fire at the enemy from behind if it's got like a shield or something, which is very relevant in this dungeon. But yeah, if you're trying to get around shields or something, it's probably best to use the ground crawler's massive explosions. Still, we can see how it works. It's a pretty okay weapon in my opinion. And down we go.
So these are the third ruins. I'm picking up something really big near you, to your right. It's probably a giant Reaver bot, but I've never seen one this big. Be careful, Mega Man.
She's not kidding. This dungeon has the biggest Reaver bot in the whole series, and I quite like it. It's not these two.
Was that a Reaver bot? What happened? Why did it run off like that? Maybe there's something over there. You should go take a look, Mega Man.
Thanks, Roll. Actually, that is pretty suspicious. Those Reaver bots just kind of ran towards this locked door and disappeared through the locked door. I don't know if they were trying to lead me to it, because that door kind of has a suspicious-looking sigil on it. I flubbed that pronunciation pretty well. Anyways, these enemies are from Forbidden Island, but they're back, they're retextured, I presume they're a little stronger. I tried to use the Hunter Seeker here, but as you can see, if an enemy runs into the robot, it just explodes automatically. And I had also forgotten that you kind of need to lock onto these guys for it to start firing, but rest assured, at some point in this dungeon, we'll see it in action, for real. Not that you need much more than your Buster for these first couple of rooms. Those enemies aren't really difficult to deal with, and they're the only enemies in this entire hallway. Geez, put something near the elevator at least.
The elevator's not working? Maybe the power's been cut off. There's probably a power control panel somewhere. You'll just have to find it.
That's literally the first I've ever heard of an elevator requiring a control panel to activate it. Why just this dungeon, and like, why is it even there? It's just like a 5-minute detour to go into this room and hit the switch. Maybe they wanted you to find the item control panel that lets you see where all the items are. It's kind of important because there are, well, there's one fake treasure chest I know of. So we'll just pull the switch. We'll exit this room here. Hopefully some kind of security system did not just activate. Oh, I've jinxed it yet again. The Reaver bots are here now. They're just gonna stand there until you touch them, though, so who knows what's up with that. No need to block the door, guys. It's already locked. You can tell because the little eye on the door is flashing. And unfortunately, the Reaver bots cannot get to you if you stand on one of these little platforms. Yeah, the killer Reaver bots that attack humans on sight and are generally very cruel can't take a step up a tiny little platform. Yeah. I'm starting to think the Reaver bots are dumber than the Serve bots or the Bird bots, which is pretty impressive. To make a robot dumber than a Serve bot. Okay, the elevator works now. Let's go to floor 2. Floor 2's kind of fillery, but it does serve a purpose. Because coming up right around this corner is the single biggest Reaver bot ever. We are on the 2nd floor, and we are level with its head. When we drop down to the 3rd floor, oh yeah, it can smash its head through the little windows here and hit you that way. You can shoot at it, but it doesn't really do any damage. It looks like it's doing damage. It does absolutely nothing. Don't even bother. But I still think that's really cool. Like, when we get down to the 3rd floor, you're gonna see that when we are standing on the 3rd floor, its legs alone are as tall as Mega Man is. Probably even taller. Alright, so we've got a couple exploding Reaver bots, and here you can see the Hunter Seeker put to better use. It's actually, like, piling on a lot of hits here. Doesn't really matter for the Shield Reaver bot because they have so many invincibility frames, but it could shoot the guy from behind if it actually got behind. You can't really upgrade the range, so I don't think you can upgrade how far this thing goes, and it's doing pretty good against the exploding Reaver bots. Maybe I should call them Reaver bombs. Ah, whatever. So here's the elevator. Aside from seeing that Reaver bot's giant head, there wasn't really much to that floor. Hey, look, it's Data! Conveniently. How does he keep teleporting everywhere? Yeah, I've asked that way too many times now. But now, we're in a room with lava. And here he is. I don't I don't know what his name is, but he looks like a T-Rex. Well, maybe not a T-Rex, but he is fairly dinosaur-ish. So let's call him the Dinobot. No, that's stupid. Never mind what I said. Well, whatever. The giant Reaverbot thing. Yeah. He moves pretty slowly at this point. And you've also got to be careful. I'm talking overroll, but you've got to be careful because, yeah, here the padded helmet actually, like, messed me up here. Because I got hit and then automatically tumble dodged into the lava. The way the lava works is that, you know, you touch it and you automatically take damage, but you also get set on fire, which will damage you even more even after you leave the lava. There are special shoes you can get that protect you from the floor damage, but you still get set on fire. Not to mention that it costs 200,000 Zenny to develop those shoes anyways. So it really doesn't matter. And yes, you can exit the room if you need more health from Data. There's a reason for that, but I'll mention it in just a minute here. So this Reaverbot has 2 attacks. He can smash his head into the ground for the shockwave, and he can also shoot a little flame. I believe the flame lingers a little bit after it hits the ground, but I'm not too sure. Anyways, his head is his weak point, but there's no real reason to shoot at him right now anyways. Because you may have noticed that there's no health bar. There's a reason for that. And after he does this attack right here, I believe I will have damaged him enough to actually show it. There's a reason I'm shooting at him now. So, eventually after he takes enough hits, he will start crawling towards the lava. And get into the lava. Don't know how he doesn't melt, but then again...
That Reaverbot taking any damage? His energy output keeps growing. It looks like it's healing somehow.
Yeah, he drinks the lava and it heals him. Alright. So yeah, that's your goal in this dungeon. Find a way to stop the Reaverbot from healing itself.
Wait a minute. There's something funny about that door. I think you should take a look at it.
What's so funny about a door with 2 locks? So yeah, the way this dungeon works is that... Oh, by the way, new enemy type. It's a trap in the floor. Yeah, those are a real treat to run into because they snag Mega Man and then start draining his health unless you tumble dodge at the right moment. Very, very annoying to deal with. Fortunately, they can't catch you if you're in the air. So this dungeon has a bit of semi-platforming areas around rooms with lava. This is definitely a place where you want the medicine bottle if you're playing this for the first time. Because then you can cure the fire damage if you do accidentally fall in the lava. But then you still have to heal too, so yeah. So the gimmick to this dungeon is that you have to find a way to stop the giant Reaverbot from healing. And to do that, you're going to need to activate Control Panel A. This is the map, but this is Control Panel A right here.
It looks like a lock was released somewhere. Do you know which door might have opened?
Yeah, I cut roll off there, but the idea is that you hit control panel switch A, and that will unlock 2 doors leading to control panels B and C, and I got set on fire again. That was very embarrassing. I wanted to fight those enemies to show what they do. They turn into the Moth Reaver Bot. But most Reaver Bots in this dungeon you can actually just walk past them. It's not like the room outside of the room with the elevator control panel where you have to actually kill all the enemies. So luckily there's a Moth Reaver Bot here, and those guys drop the red cube, so you can heal off of that. And you saw me tumble dodging earlier. I don't know if stop, drop, and roll actually works in Mega Man Legends 2, but it looked like it kinda did. It's always worked for me anyways. So we have a nice puzzle here. There's a control panel there.
Can you see a control panel, Mega Man? There should be one around there somewhere.
So yeah, you have to shoot the control panel to stop those flames, and that allows you to pick up the Auto-Fire Unit Omega, a buster part in the dungeon, hallelujah, and Mechanic Notes 5. Yeah, we haven't exactly picked up Mechanic Notes 4 yet. I have no idea how that works, but they're in this dungeon, so that was a little strange. Why would they give you 5 before 4? But then again, we got 6 before 4 or 5. So yeah, Auto-Fire Unit Omega. Who even cares? 3 energy and 2 range. Or was it rapid? I forgot. I don't equip anything that doesn't have attack plus. So that's one of the optional rooms. We're gonna head back to the room with the giant Reaver Bot because now there are 2 more open doors for us to look at there. You can use the jet skate jump to navigate these rooms, but you gotta be really careful not to fall in the lava. It's very easy to lose control of yourself if you're not used to jet skating. Alright, so now we just have to dance around this Reaver Bot's legs a little more. And by dance around him, I mean just jet straight forward. So this room has absolutely nothing. It's just an antechamber, which seems pointless when there are antechambers literally between every room anyways. So yeah, this is a little more difficult. You really gotta be careful to avoid running into the Shield Reaver Bot there. That was risky, and I did get set on fire by falling into the lava. And not to mention that the moths, they can spray a paralyzing powder. It's really difficult to see it, but if they get in front of you and start flapping, then you're probably gonna get paralyzed. One of the few sources of paralysis that isn't an electrified floor. I guess we can check out what's in this room. Ah, we have a fake treasure chest that spits free Zenny at you? That is very odd. Oh yeah, that's how it works. And here's Mechanic Notes 4. So yeah, this fake treasure chest works by tempting you with the Zenny and then shooting you with a bomb. Not that it's difficult to just grab the Zenny. If it can spit out as much Zenny as it wants whenever it wants, wouldn't that solve the energy crisis a lot faster? Anyways, these Reaver Bots, you gotta be careful because they try and dive bomb you, but you can shoot them once and then pick them up. This will be important. Please remember these guys. We have 2 Shield Reaver Bots near the door. I have no idea why you didn't just grab one and throw it at the other. That's much easier than using the other Reaver Bots. I am sick of saying the word Reaver Bot. Nice little health refill here. And we have just the one room with the control panel. They kinda...
Even though the door opened, I'm still getting the same reading. I guess it's not open all the way. There are probably 2 locks, and the second one is opened by another control panel.
Brilliant deduction! Very brilliant deduction roll. Starting to get a little sick of her always stating the obvious like that. So yeah, a bunch of larvae come out, and they spit fire at you unless you shoot them. At which point they turn into the Moth Reaver Bot, but you can just walk past them anyways, so what does it matter? I guess that's kind of a disappointment of this dungeon. You expect the trap rooms to be a little more, oh, I fell in the lava again, how fantastic. Well, I can always just dash straight to Data for another health refill. I think that's why they put Data here. He's never not there, even after you complete the dungeon, I think. I could be wrong about that, but I almost never come back in here after completing the dungeon anyways, because I like to get all the items in one go. What can I say? course, if I had gotten hit by the giant Reaver bot, then that would have been very embarrassing, and you wouldn't have even seen it anyways, because I would have dropped the recording. You already saw the game over screen once, you don't need to see it again. Of course, it's got to be annoying to try and fill in the entire map if you are that kind of a person, because then you would have to wait around in lava for several hours. And you got these guys shooting at you too. These are little dragon Reaver bots that can pop out of the lava and shoot at you. They can also make jumping a little annoying. They don't even drop anything. That's strange. I don't think it's possible to actually get hit by those if you jump at the right time. Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of jumping issues too. You remember how in classic Mega Man sometimes you would have to make a really annoying edge jump?
Looks like that did it. Do you know which door is unlocked?
Yes, Roll. Yes, I do. Well, sometimes I feel like I have to make an edge jump in Mega Man Legends 2 to avoid the lava, but that's probably not the case. You certainly can't play it safe by jet skating off of these little platforms because, well, maybe you can. I never experimented with it too much. But whatever. You can also purchase an item that makes you immune to fire completely, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop you from losing health in the lava. But again, it's a very expensive item, so I never bothered getting it. I mean, I can only grind so much Zenny. Oh, this is the wrong door. Pardon me. Right, so now we can see what was behind a door that necessitated 2 locks instead of 1. Very easy to check the map to see which door you need to get into. I don't know why I equipped the Hunter Seeker there. You actually want the lifter for this upcoming segment. So what could possibly be behind a door that requires 2 locks?
Be careful, Mega Man. There's something inside, and it doesn't look like a Reaver bot.
Oh yeah, I did forget that the Bonds were in the dungeon with us, which is another reason I like this place. Wait a minute.
It must be really solid if even you can't knock it down. If we could just get that rock to fall, we could probably get the lava to stop. We've got to hurry though. Teasel says Mega Man's already here. True. It's just that I don't want to see him right now, you know what I mean? Mega Man? Is there somebody else there?
Yeah, it's,
Huh? Mega Man! What's happening, Mega Man? Are there more pirates there?
Yeah, but, they're, acting kind of, funny.
Funny? What do you mean funny? Just what's so funny about me, huh? What do you think is so funny?
Nothing, I just...
What about you? I see you're still letting that second-rate mechanic boss you around. You're the one who's funny if you ask me. Mega Man? Is it that Bond woman again? Remember, she might be a woman, but she's still a pirate. She doesn't fight fair. Why should you?
Roll?
Anyway, do whatever you want. You can let that poor excuse for a spotter boss you around for the rest of your life for all I care. We've got work to do, and we'd appreciate it if you'd stay out of our way if you don't mind. We'll stay out of your way until we find the key, all right? Got it? Good then. Bye. What do you want? If you want to help us, fine, just say so. Otherwise, stay out of our way. Well?
May I ask how these two got past several doors that I had to push control panels to get past? You were inside the room with a locked door. How did you get in? Whatever. Let's ignore it. Alright, so now we need to destroy that rock floating above the lava in order to get the lava to stop flowing. And your Buster and other special weapons unfortunately cannot do a thing to that rock, at least they're not supposed to. Apparently there's a bug where you can get the ground crawler to destroy the rock. But anyways, What you need to do is shoot these Reaver bots once, and then grab them with the lifter, and then throw them at the rock. And if you shoot several of them, you can get Tron and Vaughn to throw the Reaver bots as well, which makes this go by significantly quicker. There's no real challenge to this. I mean, the Reaver bots certainly aren't going to kill you, and you're probably not going to fall in the lava. So I don't really get the point of making that health bar so big when it's just a rock. The rock never shoots at you. You never have to defend Tron and Vaughn for Reaver bots. I think this could have gone just a little bit better. But, yeah. If you try and shoot at the rock with your Buster, the rock will actually heal all that damage back. So be very... Why am I saying to be careful about that? Just don't shoot at it with your Buster. And don't shoot at Tron and Vaughn either, even though it would be very funny to do. At one point in this video, I accidentally shoot them, so you'll see what happens if you try it. I think they actually, like, start fighting back if you abuse them quite a bit. I don't know if the rock is a weak spot. Oh.
What do you think you're doing? Watch where you're pointing that thing!
Hey, it's not my fault, it's the camera's fault. Blame the camera. So anyways, I don't know if this rock is a weak point, but that did a lot of damage just now. It's probably because they both threw a Reaver bot at the thing at the same time. And you'd also think the Reaver bots would stop respawning, because whatever plan of attack they're trying to pull off here to kill us isn't really working out for them. Anyways, that's the end of that rock. Now it'll stop the lava.
Cut off the flow of lava to the room with the Reaver bot. Now all we have to do is figure out how to defeat the Reaver bot, and we're set. Huh? Good idea, Vaughn. Well, then why don't we get him to do our work for us? Now that his energy supply's been cut off, that Reaver bot's defenses should be weakened enough that he can be damaged. I'll bet that once he's defeated, we'll be able to get the key. All right, then. Our alliance is over. Next time we see each other, we're enemies again. Understand?
Sure, okay.
Come on, Vaughn. Let's go. Babu! Well, you look like you're having fun.
Huh? No, of course not. Why would you say that?
Anyway, we have to make sure we get to the key first. Ready?
Yep.
My instruments show the temperature is dropping steadily. It's really gone down in the room that giant Reaver bot's in. I wonder what that means. Any ideas, Mega Man?
Roll, please pay better attention. Come on. Even you should be able to deduce what's going on here. Oh my goodness. Boss battle time. Alright, so this Reaver bot's got a couple of attacks. Now he's on all fours. And the Hunter Seeker actually did a pretty good job here. There aren't a lot of special weapons you can use on this guy because the ground crawler can't really hit him. And even if it did, the damage wouldn't be that good. His defense is actually pretty high. So anyways, he's got a Flame Breath attack, which you just dodge by going to his flank and shooting him from there. He can do a hand swipe, and that's pretty much all he can do aside from the head smash. Projectiles will actually come out of his legs. Those are the most annoying to dodge, and you should really pay attention to where they are. But you can shoot them out with your Buster. So this isn't really a difficult fight at all, to be perfectly honest. Yep, he's dead already in the time it took for me to describe all of his moves. But he does have a fairly interesting death animation, in that he doesn't explode. Where was he keeping that key? In his mouth? I guess he was keeping it in his mouth. Why was he keeping it in his mouth?
Did you find anything, Mega Man? I'm picking up what looks like a key on my scanner. Let's see. The only door you haven't opened yet is the one all the way at the front on the top level. Why don't you go back there and see if the key can open that door? Brilliant
deduction as always. Of course, now that the giant Reaver bot is dead, there's going to be a ton more enemies because apparently the Reaver bots wait until the big guy is dead before activating themselves. Either they're extremely lazy or the security of this dungeon is not what it appeared to be. Alright, so we have more exploding Reaver bots. These are the same as when we came through this corridor the first time. But now when we turn this corner, there's an enemy there that was not before. It's the staple removing dog Reaver bot thing, the staple remover from Forbidden Island. This dungeon really likes recycling Forbidden Island enemies. Come to think of it, the staple remover was actually a boss before, but now it's not. That's unfortunate. He lost his boss status and has been demoted to the rank of regular enemy. Just like all the Wolfmen in Castlevania. Anyways, let's see, we're still on the second floor, yeah. More of these guys, they're not a threat. They haven't been a threat since ever. But it's nice that they're there, I suppose. There's going to be 2 more of the staple removers near the door. Now we can finally go inside. And this room has probably the most annoying Reaver bot in the entire dungeon. It's over there on that little hill. I like to call it the duck missile because it looks like a duck shaped like a missile. And it fires missiles. These missiles are extremely annoying, and it can shoot bombs too. Now, I want to destroy this guy because there's a little bit of platforming that I have to do, and having this guy firing at you from such a long distance is going to be extremely annoying. Especially if the other Reaver bot decides to come and spit out a bunch of refractors at me. Why did that Reaver bot just come out and spit refractors at me? Can it do that infinitely? If so, why? So yeah, as you can see, the annoying missiles, if you run at the correct angle, you can actually just destroy each missile as it comes out, which would reduce the amount of damage you have to take. But jumping over to this platform is extremely annoying if the duck missile is not dead. And in this room, let's see, were there any unique treasures here? There's certainly a ton of Zenny, like 60,000. Oh, a softball! A softball. Wow, I thought the sower was weird, but what is a soft, spongy ball doing in the ruins? A soft, spongy ball? What? Well, we're never going to find out what that thing is for, because in order to get the other development item that goes with it, you have to have negative karma and a lot of it. So, I guess maybe I'll show that off in some other run, I guess. Or maybe if I decide to go through the negative karma route and then get the item.
He is here. I guess it's in the next room. Be careful, Mega Man.
You guess it's in the next room. Good. Did you see that on your monitor? Anyways, if you want to see what the softball develops into, I suppose I'll take care of that without actually saving. So I can show the weapon off briefly. It's not really that good. Oh, hey, Bon. I guess he was right behind me. He can fly. No fair. How is he lowering the shield? What?
Hurry, Mega Man. The Bonds will get away with the key. If you use that door in front of you, you should be able to catch up with them.
Well, they have to go through the door in order to exit the ruins, so why don't we just wait by the door and block them from exiting without the key? I guess these two are here for health refills, special weapon refills, because we have another boss coming up. Yeah, I wonder who it could be, huh?
It's probably the Bonds.
Well, there's only one Bon unaccounted for.
That's far enough, Mega Man. Remember what I said before? The next time we meet, we're enemies? All right, Mega Man. Huh?
Huh? Roll?
Don't worry, we're just jamming her signal, that's all! Hush! You don't need to tell him that. Remember what I told you? If you don't do your job this time, I'll leave you here.
No!
Okay, Mega Man, here I come!
Let's do it!
So this robot is actually the robot Tron uses in the misadventures of Tron Bonne. It is called a Gustav, and she's outfitted it with a flamethrower and a shield that makes shooting at her with a buster very annoying. Fortunately, that's what the Hunter Seeker is good for, because it can get around the shield while you're circle strafing her. Also, you've got the Servbots to contend with. They throw very annoying bombs at you, but you can shoot them out, and they'll be down for a little while. Just don't touch the lingering flames or you'll be set on fire. Huh, that didn't take too long.
Well, there goes another Gustav. But it doesn't matter. You're too late. We won. Bond is on his way back to the surface with the key. What? Why is your face red? Why is everyone looking at me that way? Miss Tron, your clothes have been kind of ripped up. Actually, your clothes are gone. What? You dummies! Why didn't you tell me before? Retreat! Retreat! Roger!
Mega Man! Mega Man!
Huh? What?
Thank goodness you're all right. Now that the jamming stopped, I can spot for you again. By the way, I've been watching my monitor, and there's a signal that looks like the key, moving slowly through the ruins.
Uh-oh. I better hurry.
Wow, so that's 3 women Mega Man has seen without clothes. Hey, if the explosion incinerated her clothes, how did it not hurt her at all?
The key's gone. I hope I'm not too late.
Yeah, starting to regret not sitting near the door to wait for him. So yeah, now we have to take out Bon, and this fight actually has a lot of little things you can do in it, but you're not going to see a whole lot of them, because normally when you do this fight, he just drops in an instant because he has so little health. So you have to shoot him out before he gets to the top of the room. And the cool thing is there are a number of ways you can damage him and attacks he can pull off. He can shoot his arm at you, and he'll be blocking while the arm is out, so you have to destroy the arm to get to him. But you can also lift him with a lifter, and I didn't actually know that until I actually read the mission description. And not only can you lift him, oh, he can paralyze you if he does contact damage, by the way. So not only can you grab and throw him, you can throw him into the lava and damage him that way. I had no idea you could do that. Oh, using the picnic lunch for safety here. Because normally I just bring the ground crawler and drop him in 5 seconds, because you can see how little health he has. But yeah, the lava, it works! Well, that's morbid.
I hope he's okay.
He's a robot, Mega Man. He'll get rebuilt.
You did it, Mega Man! Now we've got 3 keys. Only 1 left to go, Mega Man.
Right, so if Bon makes it to the top of that room, it is not game over. He just conveniently drops the key in the lava, and you have to go searching through the lava for it, while Bon mysteriously does not shoot at you, he just retreats. Thanks, I guess, Bon.